Hey, what's up? A girl asked me if I was a prepper. Sorry, I'm seeing if I'm fitting in the camera all right. A girl asked me if I was a prepper, and I started laughing, and I said, I don't really believe in prepping. And I don't know if that's entirely true. And maybe I am a prepper, I don't know, but I'm not a prepper like on TV, people stockpiling water and food, and I mean, I'm not against those things. I mean, there's definitely, I guess it doesn't hurt. Like, just my whole thing on prepping is, I think I'm prepared. I don't know if there's a name for a preparator. I'm more prepared because, if you're prepared for something, if you're mentally prepared for something and you're physically prepared for something, and we don't even know what we're even preparing for, but, if we are or we aren't, whatever, I mean, really nobody knows, but, if people were prepping for a complete economy collapse and starvation and everything, well, stockpiling food, I mean, although I'm sure if that were to happen, boy, it would be great to have a stockpile of food, but how's that really going to help you, though? And then if anything, it could actually hurt you. I mean, if you were in your little area where you lived and things started getting tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher to the point where there had been cases where people were breaking into homes and shooting people and people were fighting over food and and there was cases of basically war and things like this going on. Just sitting in your house or your apartment with food that you have stockpiled. I mean, what point when you run out, you think you're just going to walk outside your house and if society was in that bad condition that all of a sudden it's in better shape, it doesn't really make much sense. At some point, you're going to have to leave where you are, eating your food that you have piled up, or like, I've got frozen meat. Well, you don't think somebody's going to smell your barbecue when you're cooking up your frozen meat, or they're going to smell your soup, or anything that you're cooking? I mean, they're going to say, hey, we haven't seen that guy in a while in that house, but we smell barbecue coming out. You had your bottle, you had your hot sauce, and all your food, and you're over there cooking it up. I mean, people are going to come over. And, so that doesn't really make much sense, and if you were able to sit and eat all your food, at some point you're going to run out. You're going to have to go into your little community where you live, and everybody's been bartering. I mean, maybe one person's been trading some type of, physical work or maybe security for water because someone else has water, and people have been trading and doing business. Maybe this person has a bunch of chickens, and I mean, this is kind of crazy talk, but maybe somebody has chickens and a cow, and they've been trading that for your protection because you had a bunch of weapons. They said, hey, I got guns, and someone came to get your cows and chickens, but we've been protected by these guys who are out there with the AK-47s, so they're bartering. Okay, and all these things and all this stuff took place, and you were just sitting in your house. Now all of a sudden you're going to walk outside your home, and I mean, you're not going to be part of any of that, so you're not really part of the community. So I mean, I don't really believe in prepping. Does it hurt to, if I was a millionaire, would I want to keep some food or strategically, keep cans of food? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be a bad thing, but Again, you have all this stockpiled. Say you're outside your house or someone busting your doors, and as soon as they see this stockpile of food, your kitchen is just packed with food, your cabinets, you gotta, oh, the light just came on. That was creepy. Say you had 100 Chef Boyardee cans. Let me see how many. Oh, we got plenty of time. So you had 100 Chef Boyardee cans, and they're going to start taking all this food and running out, and so it really doesn't make a lot of sense. Like if you're not prepared, like you had all this food and you had no weapons training, you're not physically fit, you don't have any social skills, you don't have any friends surrounding you in your community. You're just an outsider that's living in an area. People don't maybe even like you. You'd be better off to prepare with friends that maybe think something like this would possibly happen, or people that are trained with with weapons, people that just are cool people and have the right attitude, because that's what a lot of this will come down to. People that have the attitude to stand up for what they believe in and stand up for what they know is right, and and are good people. You'd be better off to prep in those type of things, or at the very least stockpiling something. And you could say what you want, about this. Like, I'm a good person, but you would be better off to stockpile in weaponry. Now, you don't need lots and lots of weaponry, but maybe you do. Maybe you need so much to where you could hand weapons out to people that you know. But again, if these people don't have the right mindset, say you have 6 brothers and you're really into firearms, you start handing out, here's a rifle, here's a rifle, here's a rifle. If they don't know how to shoot, they're just not familiar with this stuff, or they just don't have the right fighting mindset, then they're, that's not going to really work either. But having weapons is probably the most important part of any type of war or chaos in the streets, or anything that, like, if something like that were to happen, you need to be able to protect yourself. And as far as stockpiling, 5,000 rounds of ammo, I don't really see much point in that either. Other than you could trade ammunition or give ammunition to other people. Like if you're trying to get a militia going just to protect yourself and your community, something like that. But I mean, how many rounds, if people are coming at you with guns, how many rounds do you think you're going to shoot, or how many people do you think you're going to kill before you get killed? I mean, oftentimes in the military, it's like one side kills somebody, that side kills somebody, this side kills 2 or 3 people, that side kills somebody. I mean, how many rounds do you think you're going to shoot or need? I mean, really, to defend yourself. So, but it is important, and I will say, if I've heard people say things like, I don't need to prep because if I have my AR-15, I could go and take whatever I want. And obviously that's not my outlook on anything, but I will say, man, if something were to happen and people were starving, you would see a lot of that. You would see good people. Yeah, someone even said, "Oh, I'll pull up to Jewel. We'll get out with our pickup truck, and we'll all go in with our ARs, and we'll just take as much food as possible." Well, that would have to be in like some initial thing and collapse. I mostly think that if something of this nature, and I don't even know exactly what scenario that we're talking about, people don't even know what scenario that they're exactly prepping for, unless they do, and I just don't know. I mean, that could be because I'm not a prepper. I don't really follow prepping. You know, I know how to skin an animal and gut out an animal if I have to. I know you got to get all the guts out of there, and and I know how to cook meat. So, but I'm really not too much of a hunter, and so it's hard to say. But someone asked me if I'm a prepper, and I said no, I'm not a prepper, but I'm definitely prepared. I know how to sharpen knives, use guns. I know how to cook food. And I'm not against keeping some extra food, on hand in case you were to need it. But I could never afford in a million years to start stockpiling food. And I think at one point I even meant to buy like I said, I'm going to keep a little extra food on hand in case something were to happen. Because we've actually flooded where I lived before and everybody had to leave. And you could stay in your apartment, and there was no electricity for like a week. I came back to my home, there was no electric. I was using a flashlight and stuff. So there are things that maybe prepping wouldn't hurt. Like people, there's power's out, and some people just don't have flashlights. I'm prepared in that sense. I have a big huge pack of batteries and flashlights, and I'm prepared in that sense, and I have water and things like that. But whenever I did try to keep extra food, I always ended up eating it. I work out. I've been putting on weight, so I was kind of seeing how I looked, and I've been putting on quite a bit of muscle actually. But my friend was making fun of me in my shirt. He's like, "Oh, look at you with your tight shirt." That's what he said. Well, you know what? What can I say? But I always eat it. I get hungry and I just start eating the food. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. You guys take care. Catch you later.